hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. Do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Boroku, Nijimwero Mekumu Biafra, when the Siputa, Makamwero Mekaninaga, Biko Kulien, Kulien, Ogeruo, Biko Kulien, Iye Jamalike, Ogeruo. Oh, when the Boroku, Makamwero Wangi. Makamwero wewu Biafra Biko kulien ogeruo Biko kulien Iye jamalike ogeruo The spirit of Biafra Biko kulien ogeruo Mwere de Biafra kidie mube Biko bilien ogeruo Oamadike nona donjon Kweki hereme ya Bodike Mbosi hike rura choba dike Biko kulien Ogeruo Biko kulien Iye jamadike Ogeruo The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Master Simon F. It want to smooth to shrink a banner on Ivory. New brother and down on my Ebudo. Wasi Simon Epa, Emesu Okwere, Onyendu. Iye Gamadi Geruo, Imapa Simon Epa Wujie. Iye Gamadi Geruo, Simon Epa Watakatawo. Ojuda Kweni, Mbiwere Onyendu Kine Betata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, for Prime Minister Veroni, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you, for Simon Veroni. The question is this: if Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom from Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Okwe Kucharangwe, Master Simon Epa, or Guinea. Master Simon Epa, Biko, GC, Gaga, Noku, Atakata, Kaina, Ojuda, Ueli. I am 50 men, oh yes, and it's a cross. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, for Prime Minister Veroni, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you, for Simon Veroni. Biafra, Dahi Boroka Biarole. Iye Jamadi Geruo, Biafra Republic Government Awuchie. Iye Jamadi Geruo, Commander General Lewejiri. General Buduso, Suna Atakatawo. Commander Holy Ghost, Okunyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Biko Kuye. Okay, people, yeah, Jamaica, okay, people, yeah, Jamaica, okay. Maka Biafra, we're not put around you on into here. Simon Efa,
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very morning program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program, wherever you are connecting us from. I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program. Please, if you have not yet liked and shared this video, please kindly like and share. Make sure you invite at least one person on this very platform today. Try and invite at least one person. Don't miss it. Make sure that you invite at least one person to this program. Very important, because we cannot be doing this all alone. There are people out there who want to hear from us. And as you know, the social media is not our friend. They will always try as much as they can to hold us back, but we will continue to work. We need to work harder and harder and harder to see that we get to the point where they cannot be able to hold us. I welcome every one of us that have joined. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for your presence. And I say, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. For those who are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you, we appreciate you, and we say, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. I want you to know that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic of Venezuela, a platform under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Samuel Eba, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In this very platform, as always, I always remind you that in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to attack people. We do not come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack any religion or any race. Whether you are watching from Facebook or you're watching from YouTube, you have to know that what we come here to do is to encourage Biafrans to continue to hold on to their freedom. We come here to encourage Biafrans to stand with their legitimate rights, the right for self-determination, the right for self-defense, and the right to life. You must hold on to those legitimate rights that is sanctioned by Chukwu Okike himself. So we must hold it and hold it very tight and close. We come here to debunk every lie they have told against us. Every blessed day that it is one lie or the other. They never stop. They continue to tell lies against us.
And we will never give up. No matter the amount of lie they tell against us, we will give up. We will continue to stand firm, and we will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. When we come here every morning, it is always an interactive station, a section where we interact with the world. We interact with the Biafran people. We send message across to people so that they can hear us. In this morning section on YouTube, if you're watching us from YouTube, you have the right to join us on the platform. There is a link there. All you need to do is to click that link, and I'm going to bring you in. Then you join us on the program. And when you join on the platform, please, I urge you to prepare yourself very well. You must appear on the platform decent. We cannot admit you if you look naked. You must cover yourself properly. Cover yourself and be decent. That is the best thing you can do, because we are representing a government. The whole world is watching us, and we must appear decent. Cover yourself. One thing again that we ask you is that when you join us on this platform, please try as much as possible to keep your words in a civil manner. If you want to argue, if you want to make a statement, if you want to say a prayer, if you want to give a word of encouragement, please do it in a civil manner. I'm not telling you not to get angry. I'm not telling you to throw away your opinion. I'm not telling you not to say what you want to say. Say everything you want to say. You can be angry as much as you can, but do it in a civil manner so that people can be carried along, so that people can equally understand you and digest whatever you are saying or the actions you are taking. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone that have joined us, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of us. Wherever you are joining me from on this platform, I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of the program. Today, we are going to speak as we have always done. This is what we have chosen for ourselves to continue to work for Biafra. And the topic we choose today, it says, happening now, Operation No Mercy to enemies of Biafra, as we look up to December 2nd declaration. Our Prime Minister has made it clear, it's Operation No Mercy. It is an Operation No Mercy for all the enemies of Biafra, whether the enemies in uniform and the enemies off uniform, whether the terrorists are those who are pretending to be other people, both the inside and outside enemies and the saboteurs. It is Operation No Mercy. As we are going close, very, very close to the declaration, which is going to happen on the 2nd of December, every stone that has not been torn has to be torn, and this is the time. Our Prime Minister have given the order. In all aspects of this very restoration of Biafra, everything must be activated and taken to the highest level. If you are supporting financially, increase your support to the best of your strength. If you are a prayerful type, pray as much as you can, the best of your strength. Those who are on the ground fighting for Biafra, they should fight and fight to the extent, the highest of their strength. The Liberation Army of Biafra have also been given an order by our Prime Minister to take it to the highest level, to uproot every obstruction, everything that is standing on the way of Biafra. That is where we are today. So wherever you are as a Biafran, you must know that at this stage, no stone will be left unturned. No amount of propaganda, no amount of blackmail, no amount of distraction will make us look back. We are focused, and we will continue to be focused to one direction only, and that direction is freedom. It does not matter what the enemy is thinking. It doesn't matter what the enemy wants to say or what they say. We are focused on our freedom. We must be consistent in every single thing we are doing. Most importantly, now. It is not tomorrow. Now. There is no time. We have some few months to go. We have some few months to go. Some of us do not know how serious the issue is. In case you don't know how serious the issue is, you must begin to pay attention to our Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Exile, is very, very consistent and is on point. His speed is steady. He is not a man that is looking back. He's not a man that will say one today, tomorrow he said a different thing. The consistency in him is mind-blowing. That is why I always encourage you to follow our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, on his Twitter handle. It is going to save you a great deal. If you follow Master Simon Ekpa on his Twitter handle, it is going to save you a great deal. I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike to remain focused. Do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, don't get distracted. Remain focused. And the only direction for us is freedom. The only direction for us is freedom. We cannot afford to lose our focus. We cannot afford to get distracted. We cannot afford to look to other directions. This is not the time to pay attention to gossip. It's not the time to engage in saga. It is not the time to begin to look at those who are not serious. Our eyes must be on the rising sun. The sun is already rising. The sun is already rising and shining bright every blessed day. If you do not pay attention, you are going to regret it at last. If you don't pay attention now, you are going to regret it when the time comes. We are in a time where every stone must be turned. We are in a time where we will shake everything shakeable. We are in a time where we will push every button that needs to be pushed. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are at this moment, do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. It does not matter what you hear, what you see around you. Don't get distracted. Remain focused. There is no other way for us to be delivered. There is no other way to get our freedom. There is no other way to free Mazen Nandikam except the direction and the strategy on the ground today. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Exile, Simon Ekpa, is not just talking online. This is someone who says a word, follows it up, and you continue to see the effect of every step he's taking every day. For every step our Prime Minister takes, you will see the effect of the steps every blessed day. If you continue to pretend not to see it, you are on your own. But your pretense cannot change anything. Whether you pretend or you don't pretend, the truth remains the truth. The truth remains that the restoration of Biafra is coming faster than we expected. As I speak, preparations are going on. The self-referendum, you know, have already gathered more than enough mandate. The Biafran people have spoken in a large number, more than 90% of Biafrans, giving their mandates to the Biafran Republic of Exile to go ahead, defend the land, protect it, and secure it. And I bet you nothing is going to stop the Biafran government in exile from doing what they have to do. We are in a time where the truth can no longer be hidden. We're in a time where nothing can be hidden. The beauty of it all is that the pursuit of the restoration of Biafra today is done before the whole world on an international level, and it is done legally. Everything that is done in a legal way. We are following all the legal procedures. All the legal procedures. Gone are the days when Biafrans were hiding. Gone are the days when you will be talking about the issue of Biafra and you'll be hiding under your cupboard. No. That is no longer possible. In the present day where we are, every single thing you need to say or hear about Biafra must be said and done. In the open, not in the secret. Everything has to be done in the open, not in the secret. Wherever you are as a Biafran, I encourage you that this is the time to come up. If you have not been supporting, this is the time. Some of us have waited for this time for a very long time. I could remember in those days when our Prime Minister was broadcasting every blessed day, sometimes twice a day. I could remember in those days when Mazin Nanikan was broadcasting morning and evening. Mazin Nanikan broadcast 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times. Our Prime Minister, the same thing. I could remember the time when he was always on broadcast. And when you look at the comment section, you will see people telling him, this is not, we are talking too much, we should go to action. Oh, this is not the time for talk, we should go to action, take action, take action. The time for that action that you are calling for has come. How prepared are you? What support are you giving? It is not enough to be on the comment section and shout action. It is not enough to be on the comment section and you say, let's go, let's go, let's go. What are you doing? What are you doing to make sure that that movement happens? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing to make sure that what we are talking about happens? How consistent are you? Many of them who we are making that comment today are not going to be found. So many people who will come to push and push and push and tell you do this and do that, they will use their mouth to construct things and become easy for them. Today, they are nowhere. But for those of us who are still here, in faith and in strength, we are going to get to the end of it. And there is light, very, very bright light at the end of the tunnel. We are already seeing the light. The light is shining so bright that nothing can cover it. My fellow Biafrans, some of you do not know why our Prime Minister is doing what he's doing. You don't know why we support our Prime Minister the way we do. He's a man of his word. He's a man who laid a very, very strong foundation on what he's doing today. He built his foundation on the work Mazin Nandekan have done, making sure that that legacy of Mazin Nandekan is not trampled upon. Every one of us know the reason Mazin Nandekan was kidnapped. It was because of you, because of me. Mazin Nandekan was not kidnapped because of his family. He wasn't kidnapped because of his own personal business. He was kidnapped because of you and I as a Biafran, because he was speaking up for us. And their plan was to stop him. And all you could do today is you turn your back on him. Instead of you keeping the legacy of Mazin Nandekan, all you could do is to turn your back on him, and you make the Janjaweed feel as if they have won. You're not ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Look at the IPOB Nigeria. These are the people who claim to be with Mazin Nandekan. They claim to have eaten with him. Some of them say they were there when the IPOB was formed. Some of them will tell you how many years they've been in IPOB. Today, where are they? They have left Mazin Nandekan to his fate. The only man today holding the legacy of Mazin Nandekan is our Prime Minister, Mazin Simon Ekpa, with the Biafra Desire. Making sure that the legacy of Mazin Nandekan remains intact. Making sure that nothing stops the restoration of Biafra. Increasing the tempo in the restoration of Biafra. But the people who have been there for donkey years, people who spoke to Mazin Nandekan, ate with him, traveled with him, today, they have all disappeared. Some of them have turned to politicians. Some of them have turned to spokesperson for the zoo. They have now turned around and they are acting as spokesperson for the enemy. It is so sad, but that is the situation. You forgot that Mazin Nandekan told you that consistency is the key. When you hear consistent is key, it means that whatever you are doing, keep doing it. Be consistent in your request. If you're asking for independence, keep pursuing your independence. You have no business with anything that has to do with Nigeria. You have no business with anything that has to do with their politics or their government. More especially now that Biafra has their own government. At this time, when Biafra have formed their own government, you have no business. You have no business referring to any idiot anyway. My fellow Biafrans, we must be up and doing, and we must wake up from our sleep. I'm going to play one of the videos that our Prime Minister made in the past, one of his broadcasts. One of the broadcasts our Prime Minister made that brought us this far where we are today. This broadcast I'm about to play, this is the broadcast that kept the struggle up to this minute as we stand. This is the broadcast that gave us victory. This is the broadcast that prepared us for where we are today. You know, it's good to keep record. When our Prime Minister made this broadcast, we never knew that today is going to come. When the Prime Minister made that broadcast, we never knew the weight of the temptation and the trials that are coming. We never knew the plans of the Department of Saboteur. We only thought it was just a little thing. But our Prime Minister saw it far away then. And he made it clear on the terms to release Mazen Nandekano, on what we do to release, we will do to release Mazen Nandekano. And from that time, many years now, for almost 3 years now, he has remained consistent in the pursuit of Biafra. Look at where we are today. Counting months to the declaration of restoration and independence of Biafra. I want to play this very broadcast for you to listen carefully what our Prime Minister said in this very broadcast.
Other reason why he was kidnapped from Kenya, other than to end Biafra struggle. Because they know Biafra struggle is not a crime. It's not a crime. He can never ever be sentenced and convicted in Nigeria. Never. That is because there is no law.
I want you to pay attention to this broadcast. Pay very good attention. It is very important. Some of us don't know why some of us are doing what we are doing. You think that Mazi Simon Ekpa is gambling. He is not gambling. In anything he's doing, he is not gambling. He has said it several times. And when you look at what he has done for the past 3 years, you will know that he is not gambling at all. He knows what he wants. He knows how to get it. And he's ready to pursue it. I want you to pay attention to this very broadcast closely. Listen carefully. You'll be blessed.
They want to close everything down. And they think by doing that, Mazen Nandekano will come out. Never. Never. I don't know who is advising them. Never. They think by shutting ESN down, they think by shutting the movement down, they think by closing everything Mazen Nandekano was doing is going to bring him out. Never. Let me tell you, from the beginning, I told them, don't ever allow your enemy to know you are afraid of losing something. Anytime your enemy know you are afraid of losing something, they are going to come for that thing. Today, they are shutting down everything Mazen Nandekano has done. And when you talk, they say, you that is preaching like Mazen Nandekano don't want Mazen Nandekano to come out. Let me tell you, first of all, you need to know why Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped. I want to, you see, this life, the brain some of us have is not something you go to school. And okay, let me just use something to give example. You know, when we talk about lawyers, lawyer profession is not, you don't practice law with what you learn from the school. Passing through law school, getting law degree is different. It's different from the field itself. It completely two different things, opposite of the field. It's, of course, you gotta ground yourself on that, but practicing is different. It doesn't matter whether your own practice is in the court or whether your own practice is not in court. It does not matter, but it is completely different. Also, giving legal advice is completely different from what you see in the school. So now, when we come to talk about the struggle, do you know the reason why Mazen Nandekano was abducted in the first place? You don't know. Okay, now let me tell you. The reason Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped is only one reason. One reason. To end Biafra struggle. That's all. there is no other reason why he was kidnapped from Kenya.
Did you hear that? Have you heard it? This is the word of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon. When you think you can destroy the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are only helping the enemy. The only single reason why he was kidnapped is to end Biafra. And immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accepts to end Biafra, he will be released. And you and I know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never, ever accept to stop from fighting for Biafra. The Biafra that took the life of his parents, the Biafra that Biafran people have put their life on the line for him. You think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will wake up and say he's not fighting for Biafra? Everyone today that is fighting against the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, fighting what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing, is fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are only helping the enemy to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in perpetual detention. You think that destroying the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can free you? It will not. That is why our Prime Minister has said, no mercy. Intensify in everything you are doing. Increase your force. This is a broadcast he made about 2-3 years ago. He made this broadcast 2-3 years ago. Look at where we are today. Still keeping the same tempo, raising it to the highest level. The dragon flag is flying very, very high. And I want to play the extension of the message. Listen carefully to this message coming from our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. You are going to learn a lot. You are going to learn a lot. You will know why you must support the Biafra Liberation Army. You will know why you must support the Biafra Republic of Israel under the commander of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He is not a gambler. He is not gambling. He knows what he's doing. From day one, I want you to listen.
Other reason why he was kidnapped from Kenya, other than to end Biafra struggle. Because they know Biafra struggle is not a crime. It's not a crime. He can never ever be sentenced and convicted in Nigeria. Never. That is because there is no law. There is no law to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know what? The law empower them. Not even the law does not even empower them. Somehow, when they want to circumvent the law, to detain him as long as possible. You can imagine the people that were released the other day. 15 good years. 15 good years. Do you know 15 years? 15 years you can be anything you want to be in this life within 15 years. Within 15 years, your life, everything you want to be in this life, you can achieve it within 15 years. I am very serious. If you do not achieve it within 15 years, you are going to build the foundation to prepare you to what you are going to be in life within 15 years. But you know, those people were detained for 15 good years. At the end of the day, they were going to court. Of course, they have to see a reason to detain them. They take them to court for 15 good years, only to now release them that they could not convict. So when you stay in detention for 15 good years, you have which kind of prison I want to give you again? Okay? What it means is that in some state, in some country, you have served 30 years imprisonment. Are you aware of that? In some country, when you stay 15 years, because when they give you verdict, you have to, sometimes in a place, depending on the country, you serve half of the verdict. Okay? You serve half. If they give you 10 years sentence, you are going to serve 5 years. Half of it. As a first timer. So if they give you 7 years, you serve 3.5. If they give you 30 years, you serve 15. So what kind of sentence are they going to give them? They have served systematically 30 good years for staying 15 years in prison. After 15 years, they acquitted them. So, my brother, This is the same thing these people want to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that cannot happen. So we need to, when you come, you see, I want you to understand what I'm trying to say, because for you to do to make the right choice, right decision, make right move, you must first of all understand why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in the first place. If you do not understand the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not kidnapped, then you are not supposed to be in the leadership of this movement. So the only reason why he was kidnapped was to end Biafra struggle, and now that thing is happening. So how do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released when the reason why he was abducted is already happening, and you are already succumbing to it? I don't understand what is going on. When you talk, they say we are looking here the case adjourned. You are going to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case adjourned again. Believe me. With what is going on now, you are already dancing to the tone of the government. The government wants the Biafra agitation to end. And because you have given them the green light that you are ending it, and we will not allow it to end. When you give the green light that you are ending the Biafra struggle, they will never ever release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until they succeed in making sure that you end everything. That was the reason. So what it means now is that it is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that have the guts to request for Biafra. That is what it means. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told you he have millions of people following him who can be even more dangerous, you are proving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrong. Including proving all those who are on social media saying, you think you're Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, don't worry, you are going to see other people worse than him. You have proven those people and you are proving them wrong. Including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why he said, I will not disappoint you, but you will disappoint me. Obilogo. It is happening. So my people, I want everybody to meditate on this. First of all, know the reason why he was abducted and kidnapped, and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria is to stop Biafra struggle. And now they have tested you, you have fought for it, and you say, oh, if we do this thing now, they are not going to release him. Or let us stop everything. Some of them, they have even stopped playing the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's very appalling. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't know whoever that is advising this kind of thing. I don't know. Because Nigeria government can never ever release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when they have come to know that you are doing exactly why they...
Do you hear that? They will never release him when they know that you are doing exactly what they want you to do. The only thing they wanted you to do is to stop the Biafran struggle. The only thing they wanted is to stop the Biafran struggle. So when they see you that you are doing that thing which they want, they will never release it. This message is so packed, so informing that these idiots who call themselves Department of Support to the IPOB Nigeria know nothing. Those who are running around here and there claiming to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, empty brain, they have nothing in their head. This very message was given about 2 years ago or 2 years plus ago. When these people were breaking down and destroying everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built, including the ESN. That was when our Prime Minister took over. And he began to rescue the ESN. He succeeded in rescuing them, and today we can see them, they are now an army, the Liberation Army. That was when Mazi Simon Ekpa was supporting and hitting it hard to make sure that the Biafrans continue to sit at home as they have agreed. Continue to encourage them to sit at home. That was when he increased the civil disobedience to different kinds of level. This was where we come from. And we have gotten to this direction today. Look at where we are today, waiting for months for the declaration of the independent state of Biafra. It was made possible because of our consistency, because of the leadership of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. You can hear him clearly. drawing this solid plan 2-3 years ago when Mazen Nanika was kidnapped. As the rest of them were busy dragging for posts, looking for what they will take and what they will eat and what they will not eat, he was busy arranging himself. He was busy putting himself in position. He was busy telling the Biafrans what needs to be done. He was busy making sure that the Biafrans continue to hold on to the legacy of Mazen Nandeka. And it is because of what he did, because of what our Prime Minister did then, that is why we are where we are today. And today you can see that the zoo
has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Check around yourself. If you don't believe that the zoo has gone and it is down, check around yourself. Just look around you. You are going to see it very, very clear that the zoo is gone. And their situation is irredeemable. Nothing can redeem the zoo. Nothing. It does not matter how you plan it. It doesn't matter how you say it. Continue to push your propaganda from today to tomorrow. The zoo will never be saved. Our Prime Minister saw what was coming. And just like he always said that he doesn't gamble, every single step he's taken is what he is very, very sure is going to happen. Because, this is about human life. It is about human life. So it is not something you gamble. Every single step he has taken have always landed us to success. Every single step. You can't beat it. It doesn't matter where you are, how you are, who you are. You can't beat it. We have gotten to a very, very high standard today because of his strength, because of his sincerity. The Zoological Republic today has finally lost the battle. There was another broadcast where he said that we are going to make the kidnap of Mazen Nandekano much more expensive than releasing him. They will look back, people who kidnap Mazen Nandekano will look back and they will realize that leaving Mazen Nandekano is much more better than keeping him in captivity. Today, the detention of Mazen Nandekano is the most expensive thing in Nigeria. The detention of Mazen Nandekano is what is crumbling the Nigerian economy today. If you don't know it. The detention of Mazen Nandekano is the thing strangling the economy of Nigeria. And it will continue to strangle it until it goes down completely. They can continue to pretend. They can continue to pretend for like, yeah. That is why when I see those ones who are saying they are going for protest, I laugh. When I see those ones who are gearing up, oh, you're going to protest. You know what will be the result when you go out to protest. They are going to match you. They are going to so match you that you will never, ever recognize yourself again. They have done it in the past, and they are going to do it again and again and again. There's nothing you can do. Who are you going to protest with, by the way? Who are you going to protest with? Where will you see a northerner protesting line and line with somebody from Biafra land or Archival land? No. It cannot happen. And as for this one coming, already the Biafran people, they have made it very, very clear. And they have their hands up. We are not part of it. I saw a video that was posted. I think it was this conversation on the Twitter. Conversation on Twitter. When I saw them, they were making noise and shouting, as if they have something to offer. And the person who was speaking for them for this very useless protest was an Igbo man. I heard his voice. I heard him speak Igbo. What a shame. What a shame. While your kinsmen are here talking about their genuine freedom, You are there working for the colonial master. You are there pressing on and making sure that the institution of the colonial master stands. And there, later you come out and you go to church and begin to pray for deliverance. You pray for breakthrough. Meanwhile, you are the one holding yourself captive. You are the one creating hunger for yourself. It is so sad. But to the point that we have gotten now, there's no going back. There is no going back. It does not matter what anybody says. Just like our prime minister have said in that progress I played. Each time we're talking about Biafra, remember the reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Each time we talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember the reason why he was kidnapped. When we talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember the reason why he was kidnapped. Continue to fight for him. It does not matter their propaganda, how they push it or who pushes it for them. We are going to defeat them hands down. Never you give up, Biafra, never give up. Don't get distracted. Remain focused. And I bet you, at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did. We should continue to guide and protect us. My fellow Biafrans that are watching this program, any place you're watching from, I want you to know that we have come to a time where everybody will rise to his highest level. You must take yourself to the highest level in support of the Biafran restoration. The time has come, not tomorrow. Take yourself to the highest level. The level whereby you will lose fear. The level where you don't know what fear is called. Level of bravery. May Chukwu Okukabiyama give all the strength to do what we are supposed to do. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that we all know, is a very consistent man. Excuse me. Very consistent. Excuse me, please. Fellow Biafrans, let us watch one of the messages of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the interview that I told you that I'll be playing throughout the week. I'm going to be playing that interview. Let us listen to our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on his interview, what he thinks about Biafra. If there is something that can be done to change the situation, if there is something we can accept instead of independent, are we supposed to slow down and move forward? Let us listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directly and hear what he has to say.
Did the Igbo have to go to war?
Sorry.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
Very weak.
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means going back to the way we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing
Or
else?
death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
Yes.
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So
Truth.
no war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't
war.
believe in war. No, no war. When I say Biafra ordered it, I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic nation, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
All the 500 plus.
everyone together to say this is, or others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust.
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton. Everywhere you had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course. Yes.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically,
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues, so
That's
the
correct.
Igalas and part of the Kogi,
Yes.
Kogi State, right?
Yeah.
Nyesom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of River State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday,
yes, I heard about it.
and said, you know, you should not be including River State
It's for
and
people of
the
River State to decide,
people.
not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Biafra. I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
they were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception were she to go to
she's a big, popular Nollywood actress. I wouldn't.
They want to close everything down. And they think by doing that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out. Never. Never. I don't know who is advising them. Never. They think by shutting ESN down, they think by shutting the movement down, they think by closing everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing is going to bring him out. Never. Let me tell you other reason why he was kidnapped from Kenya, other than to end Biafra struggle. Because they know Biafra struggle is not a crime. It's not a crime. He can never ever be sentenced and convicted in Nigeria. Never. Because there is no law. There is no law to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know what? The law empower them. Not even the law does not even empower them. Somehow, when they want to circumvent the law, to detain him as long as possible. You can imagine the people that were released the other day. 15 good years. 15 good years. Do you know 15 years? 15 years you can be anything you want to be in this life within 15 years.
Fellow Biafrans, I hope you digested these videos I played. It is to wake up your spirit. When you hear our Prime Minister say, no mercy for the enemies of Biafra, it is a very serious statement, and you must take it serious. There is no other shortcut. There is nothing else you can do except following this very full step. There is no other foundation you can lay except building on the foundation that have been laid already. Anyone that is coming from anywhere to lay a new foundation is a scam. It's a fraud. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, have laid a foundation. And today, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria is building on that foundation. There is no other foundation you can lay that can be stronger than this one that have been laid already. You hear our Prime Minister explain why we must continue to pursue Biafra. I have said it on several of my videos that the only thing that can guarantee the absolute freedom that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves is Biafra. I don't know how you can understand this. I don't know how to explain it for you to understand. Every single one of us want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out and alive. The fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is hanging on you and me. If you stop pursuing that which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pursuing, if you destroy the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are just destroying him. He will never see the light of the day. But when you show your enemy that you know better than he do, let them know you have many channels to get what you want, regardless who they hold. They will not have no choice than to bow. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, knows this very well. That is why in his message he told us that nobody is bigger than Biafra. Not even himself. When he was making those statements, he has a reason why he made those statements, to wake up your spirit and make you take your position. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in one of his books, said it in black and white that nobody is above Biafra. We must put Biafra first in anything. That is why he said that he will sacrifice everything sacrificable to see to the coming of Biafra. And that is why he is unbribable. In the same vein, that is why our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is unbribable. They have only one mission.
When I was talking to very heavy players, big men at UN, what they said to me is, but you stopped. That means that what you're fighting for is not worth dying for. If your freedom is not worth dying for, then the world cannot take you seriously. That is the way it is. Any day, if you like, listen, if just do us, I don't need your money. What we want from you is one container load only. We won't come to you again. Let me tell you, any day they shoot us, police.
I want you to pay attention to this very statement of Mazi Nnamdi, that if your freedom is not worth dying for, then you don't deserve it. Pay attention to that statement. If your freedom is not worth dying for, that means you do not deserve it. You are not serious. I want you to hear it and hear it clearly.
When I was talking to very heavy players, big men at UN, what they said to me is, but you stopped. That means that what you're fighting for is not worth dying for. If your freedom is not worth dying for, then the world cannot take you seriously. That is the way it is. Any day, if you like, listen, if just do us, I don't need your money. What we want from you is one container load only. We won't come to you again. Let me tell you, any day they shoot us, police shoot us, we shoot back at them. They kill us, we kill them. Believe you me, UN will come in that same day. But if they're only killing you, UN will say, please, can you investigate the matter? Can you investigate it and make sure that all the culprits are brought to justice? Is that not what they will say? But any day police kill us, we kill police back. They will say, please, what is the problem? What is going on? That time the language is not the same. What is going on means they want to hear from the zoo, they want to hear from us. But if they come and they kill us and they go scot-free, they will say to the zoo, please investigate and let us know. Every country you mentioned, the UN came in as they were fighting. For every year that we fought the war, Southern Sudan fought for 10 years. Guerrilla warfare. At a point, it became very, very clear to Sudanese that you must let these people go. Because they're not going away. They have fought for 30 years, they're not going anywhere. These are the things we need to understand. Had both Biafra, Organization of Freedom Fighters, had they gone into the bush to continue guerrilla warfare, by now Biafra will be a free country. But everybody went into buying and selling. You became very selfish. It's just about you and your son and your family. Which is why, go and ask people who are as old as we are, that grew up in the village and close to our father and our grandparents or uncles in those days. Ask them, since when did an Igbo man start saying,
did you hear that message? This message is a continuation of what our Prime Minister have just said. When our Prime Minister said, no mercy, it is a continuation of this message of Mazi Nnamdi. In that message, Mazi Nnamdi is talking about consistency, moving forward. He was talking to the people in the US. Only one container of granite, only one container of equipment. Give him one container, don't come again. And you see him talking that, had it been that during the 1967 to 70 wars, if they had gone in and continued, not stopping, if they continued, not say because maybe they have killed them because they are concerned, if they have continued, even as a guerrilla warfare, by now we will have Biafra. What Mazi Nnamdi was preaching there is continuity, consistency. And that message is what our Prime Minister is standing on today when he tells you no mercy. You cannot say because Mazi Nnamdi is in captivity, we will now relax, we will not do what we're not supposed to do. When you do it, the enemy will rejoice. They will be happy. You must continue consistently pursuing what you're pursuing, regardless who is involved, regardless who is taken out. Even if you wake up tomorrow and Master Simon Ekpa is no longer there, someone else will come up. Is going to give us someone else. And all we have to do is to rally around behind him. As long as we discover that the person is sincere, genuine, rally around before him, continue on the same tempo, increase it. You don't reduce, increase it. Regardless what they are holding. Don't let your enemy know that what they are holding is important to you. No matter how important that is, forget it and continue to pursue your aim and objective and get it. Once you get your objective, once you get what you are pursuing, you are going to recover everything that is stolen from you. You recover. You will recover everything. The only thing that matters most for us as Biafran is Biafra itself. And I have said it. The only thing that can guarantee our genuine freedom, the only thing that can guarantee our genuine freedom is Biafra. It is Biafra, only Biafra that can guarantee our genuine freedom, nothing else. Nothing else. The freedom Mazen Nnamdi Kanu desire today is a freedom where he will be out and not be answerable to anybody. When I say not be answerable to the Sanjawe, to the colonial masters anymore. You would not be talking about a freedom where he will come out tomorrow, will tell him to come to court. You have a court tomorrow, you have a court next month, and the next minute they will plan and try to execute him, try to assassinate him. That is not the freedom we are looking for, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We want a permanent freedom where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will only be answerable to the Biafran people and the Biafran government, not the Zoological Republic government. If you are doing anything hoping on them, you are passing the wrong message. And how do you think that the court of your enemy will give you justice? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu himself has said it, that he would never ever get justice from the Zoological Republic. So why are you relented in doing what you're supposed to do? When you have a man who has the master template on how to secure the nation that we release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and bring him home, what are you waiting for? Why won't you support it? Now that we have a date, we have a date. We have a date. We are only waiting for a question of some months, and it's going to happen. What is holding you from supporting this movement? What are you waiting for? What else are you expecting to see that you have not seen? How else are you going to be convinced if you are not convinced? In this, as we are in July 2024, if you are not yet convinced, how else are you going to be convinced? Every single statement our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa has put out there, he has worked it out. We have seen him in action, working towards that statement. There is no single statement he put on the ground that he has not worked towards. In fact, before he opened his mouth to say the foundations are there, and he will tell you how he's going to achieve his aim. He will tell you how he's going to achieve it, and he will go ahead and achieve it. As we are preparing, waiting for December 2nd, 2024, for the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra, wherever you are as a Biafran, you need to tighten up your belt. You must tighten up your belt. There is no time to play around. There is no time to gamble. There is no time to play around. This is the time to face reality. This is the time to commit everything that you have into your freedom. Our life depends on today. Our future depends on today. The future of our unborn generation depends on today. That is why you must put your money where your mouth is. Every Biafran should know that we have no other solution and no other alternative to what we are facing today except Biafra. It's a shame. It is a very big shame that up to this moment in 2024, I can still see some people who are Biafrans who are today joining the One Nigerianists in their protest. It's a very shameful thing. It's a very shameful thing to hear the voice of a Biafran defending Nigerian protest talking about how they are going to protest, how they are going to do this and do that. That debt you are bringing is going to come upon you, and you are not going to come out of it. As many of you, those Biafrans who want to bring, who have made themselves a sacrificial lamb in something that will not even benefit them in any way, they are going to trample on your corpse. It is going to happen. It's not a cause, nor a threat. It is something that's going to come. It's going to happen. Because they are waiting for you to come up. They will want to use you as an example, as a shield. In fact, they want to hear your voice in the protest so that they can know how to come after you. But I bet you, whatever you sow, you are going to reap. For the genuine Biafrans who knows whom they are and why they were called, none of us will be part of the criminal agenda of whatever they call protest or whatever. Anything that has the tag Nigeria in it, we are not part of it. Any movement that has a tag Nigeria, we are not and will never be part of it. We are focused on one thing only, consistently focusing on one thing. It is either Biafra or Biafra. There's nothing else. There's nothing else we are asking from anybody. There's no support to anything. We don't need your presidency. We don't need your governance. We don't need your restructuring. Keep it to yourself. We have found the permanent solution to our problem, and we are pursuing that permanent solution, and we must get it. We or without you. Any man or woman that stands on the way to our freedom will be crushed. It does not matter who you are. It doesn't matter who sends you or who's sponsoring you. You stand on the way of our progress, success, freedom, you will be crushed. The battle line has been drawn. Wherever you are today and you are watching this program, the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria, have told us we are in a time of no mercy. No mercy for anyone who said will not leave. He or she will not leave either. Whatever cup they used to measure for us, we are going to use the same cup to measure for them. Anyone that comes into Biafran land, you come to Biafran land to unalive anybody, you also will be unalived. Anyone that stepped into Biafran territory to take life, your own will take. You had Mazen Nandekano make the statement then. He said it. And that is exactly where we are today. When I tell you that our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa, is the only man keeping the legacy of Mazen Nandekano alive. And that is why Mazen Nandekano today is untouchable wherever he is. If our Prime Minister has buyed into the Department of Civil Tour and begin to speak like them, we will not get to where we are today. But you see, as Prime Minister, our Supreme Mazen Nandekano raised the dragon flag, and today he's even raising it higher. He is raising it higher. He's raising it higher. Our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano raised the dragon flag, and today our Prime Minister himself is raising the dragon flag even higher, higher than we can ever imagine. And that is how it will continue until we walk into our freedom. That is why he has declared it no mercy. We are in a time of no mercy until December 2nd. And after December 2nd, it will even be more serious and higher. No mercy for the enemies of Biafra. No mercy for the terrorists in uniform and off uniform that come to Biafra land to take lives. No mercy for anyone that starts against us. I want to play the voice of Mazen Nandekano once again. Listen to what Mazen Nandekano is saying, and you know why our Prime Minister is standing from where he is today.
When I was talking to very heavy players, big men at UN, what they said to me is, but you stopped. That means that what you're fighting for is not worth dying for. If your freedom is not worth dying for, then the world cannot take you seriously. That is the way it is. Any day, if you like, listen, if just do us, I don't need your money. What we want from you is 1 container load only. We won't come to you again. Let me tell you, any day they shoot us, police shoot us, we shoot back at them. They kill us, we kill them. Believe you me, UN will come in that same day. But if they're only killing you, UN will say, please, can you investigate the matter? Can you investigate it? And make sure that all the culprits are brought to justice. Is that not what they will say? But any day police kill us, we kill police back. They will say, please, what is the problem? What is going on? That time the language is not the same. What is going on means they want to hear from the zoo, they want to hear from us. But if they come and they kill us and they go scot-free, they will say to the zoo, please investigate and let us know. Every country you mentioned, the UN came in as they were fighting. For every year that we fought the war, Southern Sudan fought for 10 years. Guerrilla warfare. At a point, it became very, very clear to Sudanese that you must let these people go. Because they're not going away. They have fought for 30 years, they're not going anywhere. These are the things we need to understand. Had both Biafra, Organization of Freedom Fighters, had they gone to the bush to continue guerrilla warfare, by now Biafra will be a free country. But everybody went into buying and selling. You became very selfish. It's just about you and your son and your family. Which is why, go and ask people who are as old as we are, that grew up in the village and close to our father and our grandparents or uncles in those days. Ask them, since when did an Igbo man start saying,
fellow Biafrans, we bring this broadcast to an end with this very message of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's foundation is what our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is building upon today. Now you understand why Mazi Simon Ekpa is unstoppable. You understand why Mazi Simon Ekpa cannot be stopped. It doesn't matter who you are. And for those of you who are trying to imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will speak against Mazi Simon Ekpa, now you begin to understand better. What you don't know is bigger than you. The zoo has ended.
The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Thank you so much for joining me on this program. Check around yourself. You will see reasons to understand that the zoo has fallen. Check around yourself. You see reason to stand with the Biafra Republic of Exile. You see reason to stand with our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. You see reason to support the Liberation Army financially. Check around yourself. The zoo has fallen. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us as Biafrans. Wherever you are, I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect every one of us. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect the Liberation Army, the resistance fighters, the strike force, the Black Marine, every forces, the Biafra Defense Force. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every one of them. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect the federal government, the homeland, every officials, guide and protect every member of the cabinet, wherever they may be. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every member of the media across the world and their families. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, Oputo Ubie of Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you, secure you, guide you, and keep you for us. Give you more wisdom, knowledge, understanding. No evil shall befall you. No weapon formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. Every pit they dug for you, they will fall into it. Every trap they set for you, it will catch them. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekam, wherever he may be at this moment. We pray for divine protection. We pray for divine healing. We pray for divine wisdom. We pray for knowledge and understanding. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. Very soon he's going to join us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister Mazi Samareba shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Sula Mazi Nandeka shall prosper. Thank you so much for being with me on this very program. I appreciate you, and I will see you again next time. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect you. Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity. We move. Airborne.